Welcome back everyone, let's play Rule the Waves 2 as Austria-Hungary, episode number 14. And I love being back on the strategic map even though we know it's just for a little bit. But it is fun to be back here. I can try to decline some battles. I mean, I guess we're getting pretty far ahead. No, not really, 'cause that's right, the last one was not like a huge victory point benefit for us. We are gathering up a lot of money. Now for having 80% technology rate, and I believe the technology rate does decrease the dock size growth. Having dock size of 37,000 in 1916, I mean, can you imagine? Like, what? This is insane. This is like, these are very, very big ships that we already have the capability of building. So, dock size wise, we probably won't get a whole lot of help from the private industry to advance this anymore. It's pretty impressively big already. I guess I will build since we do have the money, and it's much better to spend money early to get these advances than to build ships, because anything you can do which is a flat cost, no maintenance fees, just saves you from having to buy something which will end up adding to your expenses by having maintenance. Anyway, are there any things we can invade? I'm pretty sure I already checked, but let's double check. Why not? So we actually would be in range of French stuff. Yeah, but no British stuff. Although it's kind of nice because I guess it works both ways. We don't have to worry about it being invaded yet. Being blockaded. It'll be interesting to see if we remain blockaded. A fleet battle again. I'm going to accept. I think I'm going to auto-resolve this one. God, I don't know. Two long battles in a row is just, it's kind of brutal. Let me go auto-resolve and just see if the results are like mild enough that we can take them. Because my auto-resolve, it's supposed to be pretty cowardly. It's not supposed to kill off all the ships from both sides. Intentionally that way, so that we don't, people can use it without fear of ruining the game, Although it does create a backup, so let me go ahead and do that. Alright, I have to tell you that this is pretty funny. I have a new computer as of like maybe a year ago, and it turns out I haven't run the Rule the Waves 2 Combat Simulator since before the current computer. I had to go and download it from the forum myself. So, I mean, here it is. Tester needed. So yeah, this is this is where I got it from, so I can tell you that it works. You just have to download it from here. That said, I ran it, and this log is hilarious. So it would have been a pretty even fight. I can scroll right to the bottom, but basically we can see that we had a battleship. Only the Camion was in it. We had 4 battleships. We had another battleship. Probably would have benefited from using the order of battle editor here, because this is kind of a mess. And the British had, I think, 12 battleships. Now, what happened? Well, they moved towards each other. They started fighting. And this is my old... I'm actually in the process right now of redoing my auto-resolve. I want to make it a little bit better. It's pretty good right now. I feel like it's actually very good. Anyway, at the end of the fight, a lot of the destroyers died. And remember, this is mostly because people try to flee in mine when they get below a certain number of health, which is, by the way, a setting you can set. So here it is. These are the settings you can set. You can choose the game. You can choose... These actually, I don't think these are even important right now. But this is the important thing. Flee if smaller than, so it depends on if you want 2 fleets to fight each other, or if one is outsized, will it just retreat right away? So you can set that. The other one will still attack and try to pursue, so you can still get some damage done, but this forces fleets to fight instead of running away, if you set it. Let's see, flee if smaller than, high or low? Oh, yeah. So if you set it really low, then it won't retreat like almost at all. But if you set it to like 1, then if it's like at 1 times the combat strength, it'll just 1 or even greater than 1 means that they'll flee immediately. And this is the important thing, fleet health limit. So, and this one too, division health limit. So once a fleet gets below this number of hit points, more or less, and once a division gets below this number of hit points, they'll retreat. So this ends up happening in this one, and it turns out that at the end of the battle, which somewhere here, I guess most of them are retreating, we have positions which are no longer integers. I'm not sure how that's happening. I can't wait to redo this because it works really well right now. I have to say, it's kind of a little bit of black magic and luck. However, end result is our battleships all took a little bit of damage. You can see 97, 92, 82, 85. So they're in pretty good shape. The Dreadnought herself is fine. We did lose a light cruiser, the Sigisvar, who was very heroic in the last fight, is now out. One of our light cruisers, Charles I, down to 24% health, pretty low. So you can see that there was some battling going on. And we lost one destroyer, the Kronenberg, which is the namesake. I mean, these are two, I hate to lose them in a non-heroic way, but we can write our own story for them, especially if you're the author. Now, the British actually took a lot of damage on their battleships, so I guess that my Dreadnought is pretty darn good, right? It has a strong broadside, so it should perform well in the simulator. All their armored cruisers took damage. They actually lost a light cruiser themselves. Then they lost a ton of destroyers. So, out of the one battleship, we didn't lose it, the Dreadnought. We didn't lose any of our 5 battleships. Didn't lose any of our armored cruisers. We lost one of our light cruisers. We lost one of our destroyers. We were only given 3. They didn't lose any of their battleships or armored cruisers. Took a lot of damage though. Lost one of their light cruisers and lost 14 of their destroyers. Now, part of the reason why is I think, based on these numbers, that the British fleet was actually the first to flee. And when your fleet flees, just like in real life, the destroyers go and they screen in my simulator. So the destroyers probably, it's not perfectly optimized. The AI is brain dead in this basically. But there is a go screen for your capital ships, and it turns out that a lot of destroyers were just gunned down trying to buy time for the other ships. So I'm going to allow this. This will be canon. We'll just save this and move on, and we'll see what happens as I load back in to rule the waves. But this is a lot of destroyers for them to lose, and not too big of a price for me to pay. I'm happy with it. It just gets us out of the fleet battle, and I think it'll be a big victory since that's a lot of destroyers. So let's see. Okay, let's load back in and see what happens. I'm assuming the battle will end right away. We usually have to go 1 minute first, of course, but error reading position objective. I get this every now and then. Might have been when I do it, the old way was in Python, and the new way I'm doing it on C#. So, Kronenberg sinking, Sigisvar sinking. Yes. Go save them. Sure. Snar's over. Okay, so yeah, I think it was double reporting or something. Man, this is not... So still a victory for us, but it's very close. And they didn't end up losing 14. They only ended up losing 10. This is a pretty fair fight, though. I mean, look at this. Their battleships took decent amount of damage. I mean, this is like exactly what I want an auto-resolve thing to do for me. Nothing is really permanent. 10 destroyers of theirs go down permanently. One of our light cruisers each side. But not huge. Like, you're not losing capital ships to it, which is like it's just exactly what I want. Now, if you want more carnage in them, if you want the battle to be the war to be won or lost, you can tweak the other parameters, like when people retreat. Anyway, and we gain a victory from that, can get a prestige point even. Second Battle of Malta, that should have been. Are you flipping kidding me? Okay, battleships. One of our battleships is now sunk. So as much as we'd really like to avoid being blockaded, it's definitely not going to help the cause. Okay, so let's just take a look at the ship's sunk category. Oh wait, you only lost a battleship because it was torpedoed? That sounds like it's par for the course. The game will get you if you don't just roll over for them. So with Britain especially, it always works out this way with Britain. Anyway, I think... Okay, a cruiser battle I could fight, but they declined. That's fine. Convoy defense. I'm going to decline this myself. Forget it. Not enough points. Convoy attack with 3 armored cruisers. I could accept that. They have battle cruisers potentially. I'm going to decline this one as well. We can... Oh, wow. Oil firing. That's it. That's the big one. And seaplane scouts. Enables seaplane bases. Okay, very cool. And now we can build air bases with a capacity of 20 aircraft. Okay. I think we're just running out the clock on this, just waiting for British to capitulate entirely. And it would be the most glorious thing to have Great Britain collapse because of all the injustices that have been done and all these white pieces and even forced white pieces when we weren't even fighting them. The one they forced us to negotiate with Russia and France. So, yeah, unrestricted tally-ho. And we have more submarines, I think, about to finish, right? 4 more months. Sounds good. All right, we'll get there. And we're going to need to build some new stuff. I mean, we have the money to build them right now. What would that be? I mean, I think we're very light on destroyers. Glad that we have 12 new ones coming. We probably even need more than that. Those have been under construction for... Oh, yeah, they only have 2 months left. Okay, so let's start. I think we might even do... Yeah, you know what I am going to do, I think? A new destroyer altogether. Because every little thing where you... All these little technological advances are always helping us out. So we can do... maybe 1 5-inch gun? Maybe 2 5-inch guns? Is 900 still our limit? Yeah, it is. That's just tough. Now, fuel type, oil versus coal. It doesn't save us too much, but it does save us something. Coal, oil, actually decreases our complements. This might actually be worth doing. We'll do some medium range in this one. Cramped accommodations, only if they are... I think that... Okay, so I'm going to close this because I want to go figure out what this one is. This is short range, but not cramped accommodations. Yeah, I think we can do cramped accommodations for this new one. The benefit of the medium range will be that we won't lose as many to the, like, your destroyers didn't join the battle, but I'm not even that disappointed by that sometimes. Alright, let's go cramped. 32, oil. It's really not asking me to do oil, but I feel like it's worth it. Clear the turrets, do. 1 forward, 1 aft, single turret. Make them 5-inch guns. These are going to be enormous. That probably gives us a rate of fire penalty. It does. Well, I mean, we can probably just stick with the 3-inch guns and just leave them as not. They will not be anti-destroyers. They will just be, well, kind of what I want them to be, anti-capital ships. And yeah, that's really quite a fine roll, I find. Okay, we got our 3. Okay, so we are having some problems here. It's because this is not speed. And there we go. Makes all the difference. 32 knots is acceptable in my book. Minesweeping gear. I think we'll leave the minesweeping for the corvettes. I would love to put some K-guns or something for ASW on this, but I think we're the Oftofern. I have to go back and remove these names. I forgot. So we'll suggest a different name. In fact, I might even have... Let me pause. I bring up the supporters list. We probably have one ready to go. It's basically the same thing as the previous destroyer, except for now it's oil firing, so it gets some extra speed. Can we get, by the way? No, I don't think it's going to be possible. Oh my god, it is. Oh, now you're making me really choose. I can get an extra knot for an extra... for going to short range. I think that these are... I don't think this is a big decision. I think that probably I'm actually going to make the decision to go with the medium. I think it's going to be more important to get more destroyers into the fight than it is to have faster, fewer destroyers. Yeah, we want the hordes. We want the hordes of destroyers. So from that perspective, no, we need 900 because we want the ASW. But yeah, we just need a lot more destroyers. That's probably why my battleship was sunk, because we don't have enough active fleet destroyers protecting the fleet. And that's just how it goes. So I can probably pull some of my corvettes onto active fleet, pull them off transport protection to active fleet until my destroyers get here, just to prevent that. Otherwise, these are medium range, but it's ironic because their accommodation is cramped. Crew quality is not the most important for destroyers, honestly, because mostly what I want them to do is launch torpedoes. Don't really care about accuracy of 3-inch guns, for example. So cramped accommodations, if it only lowers crew morale, not that big of a deal to me either. So I think we save this and we go with it. Now, I mean, we think about this for a second. Can we get anything else out of the 14? No. The answer is no. So we'll just get one extra ton worth of ammunition. And, you know, we can get some conning tower armor, which is always funny. Okay, that's perfect. I mean, what are you going to do? You're just going to do this? The problem is it's not something which you can take back later, so I'm not going to do that. Just in case we want to make dual purpose guns, or I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine realistically a use for this, but that's fine. We'll just save it as is. And there it goes, 287. Build. Cruiser action. I will still accept this, but 2 battle cruisers makes me really nervous. Okay, good to see. Convoy attack again. Don't really like convoy attacks. We'll decline that. Another cruiser action, which I will accept. I saw 200 victory points, so this is going to be an interesting one. This is the kind of battle I do enjoy. These little one-on-ones. I love when you get the... Oh, it looks like it's a... Oh my god, I'm not selecting you. Just in case it's a battle cruiser, I want to make sure that we're ready to retreat, but... Okay, it's a destroyer? It can't be. An old destroyer which goes 28 knots, so it is faster than us. We are going... We're already at max speed. We got to max speed too. We're almost out of gun range. If this really doesn't take us to... There it is. Okay, that's what I was expecting. Now, they haven't turned away from me, so... Okay. Okay, now we're talking. Yep. Okay, so there, I think... Oh, man, this could be a battle cruiser. This is just crazy. They keep throwing in light cruisers against me. I will take this fight. Now this could all be just bigger and bigger bait to make sure I come back to their armored cruiser or their battle cruiser. What was that I just saw? Critical hit fire control damage. Damn it anyhow. They have a knack for doing that. But we'll fight this one. I think that we're in good shape. These are our new armored cruisers. They're practically battle cruisers, really. So we'll see if we can just slow down one of them and feed on its dead carcass. Oh yeah, we got the conquest. I saw her slow down. See if that holds up, though. We're doing some damage. So that's for sure. Saw us get hit there for a second. Is the conquest smoking? Looks like, yeah, she's on fire. She's on fire. I just, every time, if you played NBA Jam or, what was it? Is it NBA Jam? If you played that game for Nintendo when you were a kid, you just, I mean, it's forever in my brain. And these guys are both slowing down, so I think we have done a great thing here. Don't want to get too close, not going to risk the torpedoes, even launch them myself. Just want to make sure we get the kill. Okay, Apollo looks like she's dead. Let's now focus on the conquest. Yes, perfect. And she's actually on fire as well. We might get a 2 for her. Boy, that would be exciting. Now, I'm going to launch torpedoes after I just said don't launch torpedoes and all that. I'm going to launch torpedoes here at the Apollo, but I'm going to try to do it at as oblique an angle as I can. That's pretty good. That way I can curl back before, even if she launched at me, then she's going to miss. And we got her. Okay, perfect. So we got 1 kill. This is a great battle for us. Oh my gosh, so good. And the Savage, I mean, I know we've landed some hits on the destroyers, so they might be in a little bit of trouble themselves. Let's play catch up for a little bit. Take the inside corner. Not too much of an inside corner. We know that those destroyers are deadly. We are hitting that destroyer, though. My goodness. And she's still on fire, which means not only is that a good thing, you know, because she's slowly being hurt. On top of that, she's going to be very easy to find in the darkness. So let's go ahead and line up our kill. This is exciting. Oh my gosh. Just got to make sure not to get hit by torpedoes at this point. Okay, let's... good. Perfect. Line up our torpedo launch. Port side. And probably should actually activate this just so we can launch torpedoes whenever we want. Okay, we'll go back in and launch another one. Let's try this again. Number 2. Even on a stationary target, sometimes you can't hit. It's not easy. Oh god, we missed 2. Okay, well, we have other starboard torpedoes available. Okay, pause. This is a good time to launch. You can see that although we had previously launched a starboard torpedo, now it's been replenished. And I'm just going to try to get this done and then move on. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Just go back in. We'll have to do that. Okay, she's down anyway. Fair enough. Alright, well that's 2 kills. I dare not risk going in under the cover of darkness. It's just not a good time to be hanging around destroyers. So that was an exceptional battle. Just get in, get 2 light cruiser kills, and then get out. And that is just a fantastic vindication of the Indica. What a great class. Managed not to get torpedoed, although I think we can survive maybe 1. This one, does it have torpedo protection? Let me check when I get out. Oh, they had 6 total light cruisers. Well, I have to say that if I were the British, I would be like... I think 6 light cruisers altogether could probably defeat an armored cruiser. But the thing is, they just didn't use their destroyers aggressively. And I would know all about using destroyers aggressively. It's very effective. Okay, so that's that. Very successful turn for Raiders still. Still causing a lot of damage. Let's just go to the build screen on this. I don't think that there's anything that will change. And we'll get another 12 of these, because destroyers are, I think, the right thing. Well, okay, let's get 10 of them. So I'm looking at that cost. If the war ends tomorrow, you know, in a month, we don't want too many dangling out there. So we probably will get, unfortunately, well, it's fine. Yeah, there it is, the Opfo Fern did sacrifice herself. I looked it up. So we're probably getting some repeat ones. I'll make sure to go back and I can rename the ones that are already done. The Romulo Vakjak. Just please say that the Romulo Vakjak was already something we lost. Damn it, anyhow. I could, it's pretty tedious, but I could actually go and rename the class. I probably won't. We'll just leave it as that and, you know. Yeah, and that means I don't know if I'll rename the destroyers. Destroyers I just don't really care as much about. I mean, at every level of the game. From the names down to how they survive the battles. So they'll be lost so quickly we probably won't even really get to know them anyway. Whereas, you know, it's sad that Yugoslavia was lost. I remember her in all those battles. Okay, so as far as protecting future ships, that's one thing I was thinking about doing. We do have actually some already on active fleet. These are the ones with minesweepers, so let's get maybe some of these as well to go to active fleet. Maybe put a few of these back on trade protection. So at Innsbruck, we have 5 of these on active fleet, and then we have now 6. So with 4 ASW, that should help us a bit, and they just don't have any submarines, so you know what, I don't really need that much trade protection. Normally I want more trade protection just to further suppress the efficiency of enemy raiders or enemy submarines, but they don't have much of that at all. Okay, cruiser action again. I mean, you gotta say yes, right? Now, note the victory point cost to decline was about double this time, so we may be facing a bigger target. But this is definitely the kind of battle that I like. These small little cruiser engagements, they're just fun. They're not too much micromanagement. You know, I could do these all the time. Although I guess that's not really true. I would eventually get sick of these too. They're just a lot less micromanagement. Excuse me. This microphone's a little farther away. A lot less micromanagement, just a lot more fun. It's more like, it feels more tactical. You're just controlling like basically one ship, one group. Alright, so we are going to move forward towards them, but I have a strong, like, intelligence reports have suggested these are going to be battle cruisers of some kind. Even if it's armored cruisers, it's 3 of them to 2 of us. And initial reports are that they are light cruisers. Now, we will try to get between them and their port. Oh my gosh, it is a mix. Well, we will bring the pain to them. Let me quickly find out what we're dealing with. 22 knots, so we are going to be much faster than these. 21 knots. 28. Okay, so one of them... What the heck? Very cool. So we have a misidentification thing going on here. I don't know if this is intentional, that I can see what it actually is, and misidentifying it as an armored cruiser when 2 of the other ones are light cruisers was sending up red flags to me. Alright, here we go. We're demolishing that aerial. And I gotta pause every now and then just to figure out what my torpedo range is. And that's them sending those destroyers on little torpedo feints. That's very intelligent. Now we're sitting here and we're eating up their destroyers though, and we're closing. I mean, this is where the 25 knots. Look at, I really haven't been using ships with high speed much, but you can tell there's such a huge benefit to it. And they made a little run. We dodged away, so it was effective. It bought their light cruisers time, but at what cost? The same thing. Same thing that happens with my destroyers. When you do those little attacks, you really pay for it. The destroyers, you know, have a hard time. Unknown ship. Okay. It's problematic. The Sybil here looks kind of worn out. And she's the fast one, so if we can get her... Oh, we already sank one of the destroyers. I would say things are looking very good for us. Oh, Sybil's taking a lot of hits. Let's just recap so far what's happening, because I am going by pretty quickly. Lots of hits on the Sybil. Oh my gosh. Is there more than one Sybil? Am I crazy? No. Wow, we have just demolished her. Okay, let's not focus too much on her, because she's taking a lot of hits. Okay, good. That one's down. More light and more destroyers we can cut off here, the better. Now, at the same time, the Sybil is... We'll cut her off. She's the fastest one, so if we can take her out... We're going to brisk it here for a second. Pause. Just launch a couple torpedoes her way. Hope that that's... Wow. Out of arc. Oh my gosh, out of arc. Mistake. Okay, that should not be out of arc. Okay, good. Alright, let's move back the other way. Let's also enable torpedo launching since we have some reloads. Got her. With both of them, of course. Alright, so let's go back after the other light cruisers. Another great battle for us. These armored cruisers have been worth their weight in gold. Just so effective. Oh, it's getting dark. Oh no. Follow that destroyer. We could get there. I think we can make it. Let's go back down to normal. Oh, I was pulled away for a moment, but let's continue the fight. A good fight to be continuing too, yeah. Slow it down to normal speed as we start to close in. And I will even take kills on these destroyers. I mean, just try not to lose them. So, I mean, we're going to have to run kind of right at the enemy. Not ideal. Oh, we're going to slink right behind this destroyer, who is kind of giving her the rest of the position Okay, she's turning towards us. Okay, do some torpedo dodging here. Okay, and we assume that she was heading towards the... Yeah, they're heading to port. So we just need to see if we can get to port before they do. Now the cleaning grates notification just popped up, meaning that we're probably going to have to let the rest of them go. But that's just our... We can't, the grates are fouled from all the coal, I guess. We need to clean it, but there's no time. But in fact, there is time, because we will just limp on out of here. Not limp, I guess we're barely wounded. So, fastest available, I think. And there's that. So, got a light cruiser kill. 2 with only light damage wasn't too significant, but sank 3 destroyers as well. Another fantastic performance by these Indicas. Now, granted, they're not being really tested by a like tonnaged ship. So it is, it is a wolf among sheep at this point. Which I'm going to take that. I mean, after all the crap Great Britain has given me through the years, I will take any advantage I can get. Any of them. So there we go. And 10 new destroyers are commissioned. As spy, we will give it maximum publicity. Food is becoming scarce. We'll continue to pound on that. Trade disruptions, all fantastic things. Now, I want to go over here. I don't know what working up means in terms of, does it protect against destroyers or submarines? But I think active fleet, even if they're on poor crew quality, means that they will protect. So we'll do this. I think this is good. And victory point situation is looking better and better for us. If the country collapses, it's going to be like over 10 points that we'll be able to take from them. And I know this is counting our chickens a little bit, but I do want to kind of put in the back of my head what places we might want to take. Now, we already have foreign tonnage requirements. Ooh. What a world it would be. Can you imagine a world where we also possess Ireland? No, what I think I'll do is probably take all their holdings. Like Egypt would be huge. Cyprus, why not? And Gibraltar would be fantastic. Maybe not Gibraltar as much, just because we can really dominate the air if we start taking over this area. Oh yeah, no, it's got to be Malta. It's got to be Malta. And then what it's going to line us up for is, maybe an end game battle against Italy where it's just planes everywhere. It's a complete disaster. It's my least favorite part of the game, honestly, but it sounds pretty comical. Okay, so we would go for, yeah. Because the one challenge of taking Ireland, I mean, given we'd have to get enough points to get it, but that's, if they collapse, it's not impossible. It's not even unlikely, I would say. The challenge will be it probably does increase our foreign stations tonnage requirement there. The benefit is that it would give us a better base. By the way, improved base. Yes, I think so. Iceland is going to become a little fortress island over there with her 4 batteries. She's only worth 2 points, but boy, we're building her up big. But that's going to allow more fleets to be stationed in Northern Europe, and you can't argue with that. It's a very sensible improvement. Okay, so let's move on again. Convoy attack. I'm for the last time, no. Okay. Oh my god, please continue. Please continue. I hate this game. I hate this game. I don't know. Is this like what everybody's games go like? I do sometimes feel like I'm slightly more unlucky than other people in computer games. Not in real life. I feel very, my life goes on well, but computer games seem to roll below expected outcomes. It's also what the human mind is more prone to pay attention to anyway, so, but I've actually monitored it a few times and gotten poor results. Is this how other people's games go? Does everyone else get totally creamed by Great Britain all the time? Oh, that's just brutal. Okay, well, let's do the dirty work of getting everyone to reserve. Okay, so the armored cruisers have to come back home. And we can start mothballing these guys. And I think we just start mothballing pretty much everyone. Yeah, just mothball everyone you can. Because I'm not mothballing the battleships or the dreadnoughts. These probably have the... Well, not sure. We might be able to mothball some of the battleships. Although we have mothballed a lot of other crap. Yeah, we're actually positive, like hugely positive on the budget now. It's kind of crazy. The new Innsbruck. Right. We never actually replaced these guys. So what we need to do is get 3 Innsbrucks. Maybe I'll do 4 just to be... I mean, it's okay. We'll pay active fleet for 1 additional ship. Shouldn't be that bad. And next turn, I have to refit these. Just have to. I think all of these have been refit. So they need to get refit again, too. But we'll wait 1 month on that. Oh, yeah, here comes the submarines. You know, the one thing we could try to do is start a war with Great Britain right away. I think we could do that, and it would be to our benefit to do it. Let's just check the almanac. We've definitely dealt a blow to them. They have 16 battleships still, but I mean, that's significantly less. Well, what, 3 less? 4 less? 4 less than they had when they first started fighting us. Yeah, they're going to get a lot stronger very quickly, though. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Just, man. How do you fight this? How do you fight them when they also have all the luck in the world? The answer is submarines. I mean, Germany had it right, I think. So invasion range did increase, but I don't think it increased to the point where we can get anything. Not from the British. So close. Actually, pretty close, but not quite. And that's pretty far away. Okay, well, good to know. Man, that's so frustrating. I just hate that. I hate that. And if it happens sometimes, we're just every now and then, let me take something from you, Britain. Just feel like you're wasting my time with these wars. I do this super long 3 episode battle. You just get nothing to show for it. I mean, I suppose that the developer would say the battle should be the fun itself, but... And maybe maybe I just have really bad luck. Who knows? Although it's a common occurrence in my games that these the wars against Britain are just like they have a charmed life. Now we can probably mothball a few more. I'm just hoping, it'll take all the money we can get. At this point, we're going to need to build a new Dreadnought class. It really is the thing that we're weakest at. Because unlike everyone else, we only have 5 battleships. Actually, yeah, that's not too bad. I keep comparing myself to like Great Britain, but Great Britain should have probably the biggest, or at this point, maybe only the 2nd biggest navy in the world. Looks like 2nd. Armored cruisers way more than the US, but yeah, in a lot of other ways. The US went like crazy with destroyers. Maybe that's Tortuga over there. Okay, well, we moved the Innsbrucks to Northern Europe so we can get all the rest of these guys to refit. Sorry, just rebuild. don't refit, just rebuild. You already have one available. Very good. And also, I think we do this as well. Might as well just get them, save, good to go. There we go. Rebuild 26 of those. Probably going to need to rebuild a lot of other things too. So these were built in 1909. They'll need to be rebuilt. Although, for crying out loud, I don't know if we should be using the Blunderbergs anymore. I just have a hard time scrapping. Because you can usually get like a little bit of value out of them still. But yeah, we're going to need to do a lot of rebuilding here. Alright, we already have that. Quality 1, best gun. Okay, so this is actually just going to be a paint job as well. No changes to the von Merkatz. So paint job for you. Quality 1, 6-inch guns. I mean, what else are you going to do? And we'll do this with the Struvelpeter as well. Wow, we're really down on light cruisers. The Mozarts don't need a refit, I don't think. 1913? Yeah, they're only 3 years out. So we'll do another refit with this one, assuming, yep. Quality 1 6-inch gun, central firing. Those are the best things we can get for her right now. So just to prevent them from being obsolete. Fürchtens just came out, so they're fine. You guys are refit when? 1907. Okay, so these guys do need to be refit. And they're getting a little long in the teeth. Armored cruisers make for potentially good refits. I don't know, 22. Don't you need 22 knots to be refit to a carrier though? Okay, we already have the quality 1 6-inch guns on these. So this might be just another paint refit. Yeah, we don't have better quality 11-inch guns. Okay, then I guess just stay exactly as you are. And we can do all these refits. It's nice to get those out of the way first. Technically, actually, I think it might be less efficient to do them first, because if you want to have a ship ready by the time the next war starts, it's probably best to build that first. And then as you get closer to the war, these refits, which only take like 4 months, can also be done. And then you start the war. It's kind of an ideal thing, though. You don't know when the next war is going to begin. If you did, you could do it the way I just described. Kind of like stagger all your build times to all finish 1 month before, or maybe 3 months before the war. As it is, it's not that cut and dry. It's not that deterministic. We don't know. But in the meantime, we'll mothball something else. Continue to mothball until they tell us no. Okay, they didn't tell us no. We're getting anti-aircraft artillery. And then one thing I forgot to do is build some military bases up. I mean, some air bases up. Well, as will come as a surprise to nobody, we need an air base in Iceland. So that's non-negotiable. Definitely build it. Otherwise, we'll definitely take one here. This is like probably the best place to have one, Sardinia. Maybe, I mean, Malta is great. Italy has some good locations. Sicily. But let's get an airbase here, and let's get it in Cagliari. We might even end up getting them in both, but that's definitely a good choice. And do we want any other ones? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I guess one in Spalato. Let me just see where else we might want this. I think Cattaro might be better. So build fortification in Cattaro. Oops. The further south, the better, in my opinion. Because we can get really cheap air bases in like Zara, I guess. So let's get one air base in Zara. Oh, we can't. Pola, I guess? Fair enough. Because these count as like home bases, I think. Something, yeah, naval air stations. So they're slightly cheaper or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, just going to call this video to a close here. This is where we'll end it. So, after I swallow my salty crocodile tears of another being screwed by the British yet again, we'll come back refreshed in the next video. And really, I'll hopefully be able to take another run at them. And this is where submarine spam, I don't care about it. The game's not going to play fairly, then neither will I. But until then, thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.